What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, well, you probably don't notice, but I've actually had to do another restart. And I don't know why, but I got to reading that sometimes when certain things get updated, that it'll cause that sort of problem. And I don't know if that's what caused the issue or not. But it was just when I tried to load it in, it just wasn't loading in properly. Um, so I had to go and basically reload it, and it was due to a there was an update done to um, this mod to where there's another truck you can get. Um, So I don't know if that's what caused it, but I was just having a very difficult time loading into it yesterday. And the funny thing is that truck I don't even have access to it. Um, so, but it is on here. I did notice it in the mods. So I don't know if that's necessarily what caused it. But I was having some difficult times, and so let me go ahead and let's go ahead and as you guys can see, we're on day 3 of spring, and you know, uh, haven't really done a whole lot different. There are some changes, and I will show you guys some of the changes. Um, and I made these changes simply because I realized something that I was not aware of. But in order to be able to put down some of the things that you're going to need in this game, you you effectively you have to own the land, and yeah, I didn't own the land, so and here's another thing I'm gonna try, guys. I've never done this, so I don't know if this will work or not. It probably won't. I hope it doesn't destroy my crop, but if it does, you know, it's one of those things that you learn from it. But I did put narrow tires on my tractor, so I'm hoping that's. Let me go ahead and unfold this. And but yeah, I did make some changes just because I know that I'm going to have to buy some land. Um, and with that, I'm going to need that extra money. I want to need the money that I'm going to get from this. Um, and I'm just going to check this and just see if there's any other weeds that I can see. Um, that's popping up. Um, but yeah, just I'm going to need that extra money, so I did do a couple of things. As you can see, I've cleared all this out. This is all gone. What I effectively did is I did a couple of things. I used I leased a couple of things. I leased this trailer right here because it carried the most. And then I did, let's see where it's right here, I think. I did this mod. And I made a ton of wood chips. Um, and as you can probably see, yeah, it actually still has the slab of concrete still here from where I had the wood chip pile. And another thing that I did, you may have noticed it already, but I did do the antenna. While I was actually cutting out those trees, a guy from the radio station that they were just putting in came up and offered to pay me money to use this little section of land here. So I'll let them do that, and they're going to reimburse me. And they even threw in this little guy, which is it generates a little bit of power, so I do make a little bit of money off that too. And that's went a long way for um, for us to do what we're going to be doing here. And I'm going to kind of show you my idea. But as you can see, 45, 46, 55, and 56, I have purchased all of those. Um, and that's simply because I realized something. Um, I'm wanting to do animals. Here's the problem. Um, I know that you can sell some things at the shop, but I don't believe that I'm going to be able to because I want to start with chickens because it's relatively easy to get into, and you can make some money from the eggs. And the chicken coop, it's not huge, so it doesn't take up a huge chunk of land. But another thing I wanted to do is I really want to do sheep, and with sheep, I'm going to need a spinnery, you know, or I'm not going to make any money off the wool. So I went ahead and I bought up these sections of land here. And what I'm going to do is I get the money. I'm going to place some different things along the road and maybe along this road and may even make some other roads to some different places. But this is going to probably take some landscaping to kind of even it out. I know once I get over here, as you can see this section right here, it's definitely going to need some landscaping. And this right here is going to need some if I decide to build out that far, but I haven't decided yet. Um, but I just, I wanted to feel like progress was being made, and it just felt like every time I got started and I got things going, something would happen, and you know, I would have to start over. So I wanted to, get some progress made, and this is the third time that I'm doing this now. So, you know, basically, I wanted to get back to where I was, and we had left off on day two, and it's now day three, and I'm just checking right now. I'm checking for weeds, um, but yeah, actually, the day one, I actually worked throughout the night, getting all that timber out of here, um, so we could have this. And as you can see, I made a really nice field here. It's a pretty good sized field. Kind of curious as to what kind of yield I'm going to get off of it. Um, so it's one of the bigger fields that I've created, and I don't know if you've noticed, but my field making skills have improved at least somewhat. Um, it's not horrible. It's somewhat square, so yay me for that, I guess. But yeah, it's I just wanted to do something that could help our progress along because I felt like I was not making a whole lot of progress, um, and it was just it was getting stressful. And I don't know if it's because I'm doing essentially two mods on top of one another with No Man's Land and Seasons, but it kept glitching on me, and I'm really hoping that this time it kind of stays going well because I finally got at least where I want to be. And I know early on I talked about possibly um, doing the radio tower and things as a means of some extra income. Um, but yeah, I decided to do that, and just to help the progress along because it felt like everywhere that I went, or every time that I went to do something and start, something would happen, and so I went the quick route with the timber, and I made a pretty decent amount of money, enough to um, put that radio tower down, and enough to you know the, buy those sections of land, I'm starting to recoup a little bit of the money that I spent doing that. Um, so we could, start putting in some things. But we're still a bit of ways. We're a bit away from from doing any of that because I want to make sure, for one, that I've got at least one one crop in before we start with animals. And that's simply because, and I'm not done chickens yet, so I really don't know what's going to be required of them. So, uh, forgive me. I'm gonna probably watch some videos on that at some point. I think I left my tractor back here. I did. I need to get some more fertilizer down. Um, and one thing I did notice too that kind of upset me, and I think it's like that just naturally. I don't think there's a way around it. Um, but um, on this field, it's saving, so we'll let it save, and then I'll show you. But on this field, it seems like no matter what I've done, I've not been able to get it fertilized properly. So I know that I'm going to lose some crops just because of that. But my plan is, after I get this crop, I'm going to, in the winter months, I'm gonna put down some oil seed. So when we start the next year, we're coming into it. We've got some we've got fertilized, at least somewhat. I mean, it's still going to need, I think, another two things of fertilizer, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but it'll at least be ready to go. Um, for that, for it to be at least plowed, and um, you know, for us to put down that initial layer when we sow it. Um, but it kind of bums me out because I feel like I'm going to get penalized for something that was essentially out of my control. I had no control over that. I couldn't help that happened because that's just the way it loaded in. But that field in the back is pretty good size, so I'm gonna get a pretty decent amount of fertilizer because I would rather have too much than not enough. So I think that's close enough to where I should be able to hop in here and change those tires on that so that doesn't destroy any of the crop. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm gonna do this, and yeah, I mean it's just been a bit of a pain to get us back to where we were for the second time or third time really. But I just hope that with 22, with the mods and things, that some of these things don't really happen. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the mods for what they do. I mean, I'm really amazed that they work as well as they do. Um, but yeah, it's just when those little things happen, it does get a bit annoying, and it kind of throws you off a little bit. I mean, especially if you made a lot of progress. I mean, luckily I've made very little progress on this map, but had I already gotten animals and things like that, I mean, it would have definitely been rough. I would not have wanted to start over, and for whatever reason, my thing did not turn on. That's not. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things. If I had made pretty decent progress in the game, it would have just been a really bad thing to have to start over from scratch, everything. And I mean that's the actual game that I play is I start from scratch, and I know being relatively new, I probably shouldn't do that, but here's the thing. I mean, I do like a bit of a challenge at times. And I know that some people might look at it as me doing that radio tower and things like that is, that's kind of taking away from the challenge. But at some point, I'm going to take that out. I'm going to remove that. Um, it's just I want us to get to where I want us to be before I do that, and that takes a little bit of time. It's going to take longer. In this case, because we've had to restart so many times. I know I'm probably fertilizing the same thing over because I'm really just not paying too much attention. I'm focusing more on what I'm saying as opposed to what I'm doing. And I need to get this rock out of here. This rock has really caused some problems for me. I probably, even if I wanted to, I probably couldn't hire a worker on this field because of that rock. But I mean, it's just been kind of stressful with losing the progress and things two times now. But in any event, we're back to where we were. And I'm hoping that it just doesn't happen again. Especially considering that I effectively, in order to get the update, I have to apparently uninstall and reinstall the mod. I don't know. I just know that it shows the truck there. When you go in and you look at the mods that are installed, and you look at new mods that you want to get, it shows the different truck now too. So, and it just I can't buy it in the store. So, but yeah, we've got this field done. So let's go ahead and run up to the front one field, and we'll get that taken care of. It's I don't know. It feels like I haven't played this in a while. Simply because I guess where I've had to start over so many times, it just feels like I haven't played anything new. I guess you could say on this. Um, and But yeah, it's one of those things that happens with games. It's certainly I've seen worse games. I know Fallout 76 was horrible. And that's unfortunate because I always liked the Fallout games, and really any game made by Bethesda or wherever how you say the name of but yeah, with Elder Scrolls and things, that was always one of my favorite. I could sit down and play Skyrim pretty much all day. I keep forgetting to turn the spreader off, but that's okay, I guess. We'll waste a little bit of that money. But we're finishing up this one, and hopefully, there's no big issues now because we've got crops coming in. Everything's getting ready to go. So we're making progress there. Um, it's so I really don't want to lose the progress that we've made thus far. Um, So we got the backfield. It's fully fertilized. At least the most part. It's kind of for whatever reason it's got that discoloration to it. It's in certain spots. It's lighter, but the second field we got done a second time, or the main field I should say. Um, so yeah, it, it is what it is on this one. I mean, I know that there's going to be a little bit of a penalty, and I'm just going to have to live with that. So it's no big deal, and I do apologize if you hear my stepson in the background. Um, he's apparently playing. I guess he's playing Minecraft or something because he's yelling about he doesn't want to start a war and he wants to go back to creative. So I don't know. It sounds like Minecraft. The kid loves Minecraft, like for real. Um, Before I started playing this, um, he had me downloaded on my computer, computer, and he had me do a server with him, and um, it was just Minecraft is one of those games that I can play for a little bit, but then after a minute, I get bored of it, and I can't do it anymore. But I played, just to be doing, playing, the game with him. And another funny thing is he's got a YouTube channel, and he plays with plushies, and it's kind of funny because I do the voice for some of his characters that he uses, and well, in the little town that we live in, because he wants to go out and walk the streets with them and things, and so some of our neighbors that live around us here, they've seen me. Now just picture this: a 6'5" guy, bearded, and he's basically playing with plushies with the kid. Um, so I would imagine that there's probably been a couple of people that's like, hey, why is that defensive end, playing with plushies? But it's just one of those things, when you have a kid, and the little things that you can do to spend time with them, you just do it, and I enjoy it. It's fun to just kind of see how his little creative mind works and things, because he's very creative. But yeah, I just heard them let my dog in, so I really hope she doesn't go crazy. I know last night she was going crazy, kept me from doing a video, and I really want to get rid of this. Um, but yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, guys, I mean, we've got everything done that we can do essentially. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually um, come down here, and because we got that fertilized, and we just basically at this point we're going to wait. We just have to wait till it is ready to take that next step. And I think I'm going to hold off before I buy anything, but I'm going to at least go get an idea of where we could place some things. Um, and as you can see, I've got this ready to go for animals. I know that um, with chickens, I don't believe you can actually transport them in a vehicle. I think your only option is to have them delivered. So when I do sheep or cows, um, I'll have a way to get them from the shop back to the farm. So that's a plus at least, because I don't want to pay that huge delivery fee, especially seeing as I knew I was going to get this truck anyway, just because I like to have a vehicle that's multifunctional, and this one is, it can do a lot of different things. I think it's even got a fifth wheel attachment for, so you can get, and I don't know why I came all the way to the shop. I guess it's just one of those things that I'm so used to doing, but I'll go ahead and turn around here, and we'll see what we have in terms of property, and what our options will be. We'll probably have to clear some of this out to do a whole lot with it. But in any event, that's going to be a little bit more money for us, because I think while I've got this land, and I've already purchased this land, I think one of the things I'll put down, um, I think I'll go ahead and put down a sawmill. I really don't know where I want to put all this stuff. Let's see. Um, see what we have here. I know once I get animals, I'm going to put some of these down, at some places. Not here. This is on my land. I hate when it does that, because it's like I'm not there. Why would I be wanting to place something where I'm not at? But we'll take it down here. Um, and we'll kind of get an idea. So I might place these just a couple of them. I actually might place them up here a little bit closer to home, because I think with these, you have to bring water to them, and you have to bring, I think, manure. So I'm going to wait um, until I've got animals that are producing manure before I do this. And I'll just kind of put one on each side because I think there's two different ones. Yeah, there's lemon and then a tomato. Um, and then here's the one. Well, I don't have enough money for that. I guess not. So let's see what we do have enough money for that we could possibly place down there. We got a spinner here, so let's see. That's actually not too big, so that won't be too bad. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have this place um, pretty much. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty packed as far as little buildings and things, and I might do some of these little things as well. I don't really know. Um, Slurry yard. I might do a slurry yard. I don't know. I'll probably end up just using um, the slurrying things on my crops. But I probably will do a few of these right here, probably up here too. I'll probably do them around my greenhouse. And for some reason, I thought there was a diner. There may be. I just might not have downloaded it yet. But I think there's a diner that you can do. Um, and I might do a couple of these too. Just because these I think they look really good once they're down. So it'd be kind of like a little park that just happens to make me some extra money. So. But I guess you could say, I mean, at some point I'm going to end up being the mayor of this town because I'm going to own all the land, and um, so yeah, I mean, it's just I just really thinking, where I'll end up going with this. It's really hard to say because it's still so early on, and these are things that I've just got going in my head, um, and I just don't know if that's truly where I'll end up going or not. But I probably will. I mean, that just seems like it just makes the most sense um, to do that. I mean, once I get sheep, I'm gonna definitely want a spinnery, and I know that that's gonna be a bit away because I don't think the sheep produce for the first year, and then also I'll be starting out relatively small, so that's not really going to be a problem. Um, but I really thought there was more things than I'd had. Is it under decorations? I hope not, because I mean that's really it's under decorations. I mean we might put some of this stuff up um, just to kind of fill up some space and make it look like a little village or a little town. Um, I might end up downloading some more things. Just to kind of put here, and might do some hedges and things like that, and put down some different houses and things. That way, it just kind of looks, it kind of looks, like a little town or a little community, whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, I mean, just look. I mean, I haven't looked at a lot of this stuff, and it looks like I might actually put that on my little pond that I have. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of little things because I haven't looked at at any of these really. Um, so I might use some of this stuff just to kind of put down. Um, I really wish these though, because these I mean with them just being a decorative item, you're not really going to be able to sell to them, and um, I was really hoping that we can, and I'll look just to see um, see if we have anything like that I may not have downloaded just yet. But yeah, I mean, We got us a basketball. I mean, there's a lot of little things that we'll be able to do, um, and just kind of make it look like a little town, um, and things. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, we're back to where we were. We're making some progress. The fields are ready to go. Um, you know, so basically, just got to let them grow now. I know that's going to take a little bit. I think after this one, I think the next one will be going into summer, and that's when things are really pick up. I hope in terms of the crops and things. I'm pretty sure though that I'm only going to get um, one yield from the field. Um, each season or each year, I should say. So I kind of expect that, and that's one of the reasons why I want to go with animals and kind of get that supplemental income on the side. And basically what I'm going to end up using my fields for essentially is just I'm just going to basically be using them for you know making the food and things for my animals. Um, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think sheep are really easy to take care of because they require very little. Um, so that holds 250 sheep, and yeah, I mean it looks like what is that grass, straw, and water essentially. Um, so that's uh, that's that's pretty good. That'll be relatively um, easy to maintain, and I might just do this one because it's cheaper. Um, I know that one thing that I don't want to get into. I don't want to do horses because I did try horses one time, and it was just where I'm on the console. I don't have that ability to hire someone essentially to ride the horses and things, and so it was just taking up a large part of my day. It felt like, um, and I wasn't really able to get a whole lot else done. Um, and plus, I mean, they don't give back to the farm. They're not giving me manure, or they're not giving me slurry or anything like that, and they're not making any kind of product that I can sell. So you basically buy the horse, you take care of it, you ride it, and then you sell it, and that's the only way to make any money off of it. And to me, I just that's not really something that I want to do again. I've tried it, and it just wasn't it just wasn't something I enjoyed. I'm sure that there are some people that they may enjoy that, but it just wasn't something that I liked. I did not enjoy it at all. So yeah, and this right here is probably what we'll go for in terms of starting out with chickens. And chickens looks like they need even less than, which I'm surprised. I mean, they don't really. So yeah, I mean that won't be bad. Starting out with this, and it's relatively inexpensive, and um, which I wonder we're here. So let me go ahead and because I haven't looked at anything like this, so I don't know I don't even know if you can get them there. But I'll go up here and see. Yeah, I probably could have ran up there, but there's something nice about hearing that this little truck start up, and then when he revs it up initially, I enjoy that. Um, but yeah, I know the past couple of videos that I did, it was kind of broken up, and it was just because I was having some issues with my allergies, and it wasn't going well. So I kind of had to break it up with coughing and sneezing and things. So, um, but yeah, it looks like with chickens you don't have the option to buy them here. I was kind of wondering. I was wanting to see, how much they are, but looking here, I mean, the sheep. I mean, they're pretty cheap. I mean, they're not expensive at all. Um, so we should do all right with that. We should be able to buy quite a few sheep once we get ready to go. And then the cows. I mean, here's the cow that I always get. The one time that I tried cows, this was the one that I went with, and that's because if you read down at the bottom, this is the queen of milk production. It requires a lot of feed and is expensive to buy up front, but it produces the most milk. So with me, if I'm going to have cows, um, and using the manure and the slurry on my crops, but having that additional milk that can make money on the side, and I'm just gonna have to do some research on. Um, I'm gonna have to figure out basically what I'm gonna need to do to have sell points. Um, and then that way, when I start getting this milk and this wool and things like that, I'm gonna have a place to actually take it and sell it and things, because that at the end of the day, that's why we're doing this. Um, and I'm looking at sheep now. Okay, so that requires little feed as an adult, but okay. So this one's the one that they use for wool production, so that may be the one that I actually go with. Um, because we're going to want the one that does the. And this one says that it produces a modest amount of wool. This one says that it's used for wool production, so I would imagine that it has quite a bit of wool, or it grows pretty quickly. So, and then this one says medium-sized breed that grows fast but produces no wool. So we don't want that. We don't want that. We're going to probably, when we do the sheep, we're probably going to do this one here, simply because it's going to produce the most. And so I think this one's going to be the one that we go with, guys. When we do start the to do sheep and things, we're going to buy those, and because the other ones is modest. So I don't know if I'll do pigs or not, because the thing is, like, I don't know. It may be something that I do if I have the additional land and maybe the spot to put it. But I have a feeling that when I start doing these animals, especially the cows, because with cows, I mean, we're going to need you know to be able to make TMR, in large amounts. Um, so you know, yeah, I mean, we're going to need a lot of land to be able to produce all that, and then plus where I'm wanting to do this, um, with putting the other, like the other like spinnery and things like that down. So I don't know. We'll just kind of see. Because I mean, I know that on this map um, there's so much that you can buy. So we'll just have to see. I mean, see where it goes. Uh, and probably what I'll end up doing at some point when we do get when we do get everything going, I'll probably end up moving like my home probably back here somewhere, probably tucked up against the mountains, and then work the fields and do some actual work, to kind of flatten this land out as best as I can, and have some really large fields, and probably have my animals back, over here, maybe relatively close to the house. Um, so it's just one of those things that it's not set in stone yet because it could very well change. But as of right now, guys, that's pretty much all we're going to have for this video. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're getting there. We're going into summer now. So in the start of summer, it's really, it's we're really gonna, we're gonna be able to do some work on our fields. Hopefully, maybe by the end of summer, we may be able to have some animals starting. I don't know. It really depends on where we are with with our finances and things like that. Um, that'll essentially be the determining factor as to what we do when it comes to animals. So we'll see how that all goes. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hop in here. I'm gonna get back to the farm, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. And, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do daily content. But with work, it is sometimes a bit difficult. I try to get as much of this recorded on my time off as I can, but that's not always easy. Like I said, with the allergies and things, and so I end up recording a lot later in the evening, and that's it's one of those things that it's just what other situations may arise that I may have to do that kind of trumps this at times, and but I'm really enjoying it, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying the video, and the most important thing, I just hope I'm getting better, um, at doing this, because while I did do this at one point, like a few years back, it was nothing like I've already uploaded and put out more video content than I did during the whole time that I was doing that. So I'm really hoping that I'm getting better. One thing that I do have planned that I'm going to get relatively soon is I'm going to get a decent mic. So in terms of mic, guys, mics, if you guys know of some good mics, let me know in the comments below. I think it's is it a Blue Yeti? I think is a really good mic. Apparently, I've seen a lot of good reviews on that, so I might go with that. But the one thing that I need with the mic is it's got to be able to be in a stand, because I'm not at a desk. So I need something that's on a stand that I can kind of mount and move around and things, because I am doing this out of my office, and so yeah, I mean, I need something that is that I can move around a bit, and that way, if I'm working out of my office and I need to move it, I can move it. So I do need something that I can put on a stand. But I definitely want to get a better mic, because I think, at least to me, when I'm listening to the audio, which I've not actually watched my videos to see if that's the case, but it's like when I'm listening to the audio, I can hear like a little buzz, and I think with a better mic that would take care of that. I don't really know, but yeah, I mean, that's going to do it, guys. If you haven't done so already, I'd greatly appreciate for you to subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and leave those comments, guys. It doesn't matter if it's on a mic. What you think I should do next with this. Maybe some other video games you would like to see me play. If it's something to where you would like, you would like to join up and play some games together. I mean, let me know. I mean, I'm always up for something when I have the spare time. I enjoy playing video games, and I enjoy doing this. So I mean, definitely let me know in the comments below, guys. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video today, and wherever you are, have a wonderful day.